who's Karl-Anthony Towns GOAT?
But man, that man Bron different. That man Bron's something special. Just straight off the rip, he's the best player I've ever seen, talent-wise.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. And today, we're at Spotlight LA. The guy that's stopping by for a conversation and a drink today is one of the most skilled big men to ever touch a basketball. He's arguably the best shooting big man of all time. First in league history to have 10 made threes, 10 made twos, and 10 made free throws in the same game. He's the only center in NBA history to win the three-point contest and the skills challenge. He's a four-time NBA All-Star, a two-time All-NBA member, the #1 overall draft pick in 2016. 2016 NBA Rookie of the Year, 2015 SEC Freshman of the Year, 2014 Gatorade National Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American, Kentucky alum, and he's the winner of the prestigious Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Award. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, superstar, the unicorn, Cat.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro. How you been?
Man, I've been good. Life's been treating me well.
How's the summer?
Man, it's good. Got to travel, get more culture, see some new faces. God is good, man.
You know what, Cat? You I ain't gonna lie. You know what? We got a little toast. Since you Dominican and all, I know you been known to put down in your time. We ain't gonna do that much, cause
Come on,
just a little something.
I'm with it.
That's my own cognac.
For real?
Yeah, we're gonna send you home with a bottle. Shea by La Portier,
Hey, come on. Where the camera? Yeah. Fire.
To all the success, everything that you've accomplished and will continue to accomplish.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming by Club Shay
Appreciate
Shay.
you. Ooh.
that made smooth, ain't it?
That's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. I see what you're talking about,
Yeah, that's what's going down. Okay, I appreciate that. You called this thing. You said, I'm the greatest shooting big man of all time. Mm-hmm. And people are like, well, hold on. Mm-hmm. Did Dirk not play in the NBA?
Nah, Dirk was definitely there.
When you said that, you knew that you was going to catch some criticism, but does that just mean that, no, I just got confidence in myself. I'm securing what I've been able to do and how I shoot the basketball. That's why I said what I said.
Nah, absolutely. I mean, come on, you a pro.
What were you supposed to say?
Yeah, you a pro. You know how it is. You gotta have ultimate confidence in yourself. If no one got confidence in you, as long as you got it, you solid.
Right.
So I just know, when I was speaking, I spoke from the heart. I know the hours I put in, I know the work I put into my game, and I know what the stats say. So I just wanted to kind of set in stone what I feel about myself and how I feel what I could do in this league. And I'm just gonna continue to prove it every single year. And I'm gonna let the people choose, but I know people talked about Dirk. Dirk set the table for me, so I'm just super appreciative of him. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I'm
looking at the stats. In 3-point percentage, you're about 40%, 39.8. In the regular season, Dirk is 38%. Mm-hmm. Towns has 2. You shot a higher percentage from the field in the regular season, higher percentage from the free throw. In his prime, Karl-Anthony Towns today, Dirk in his prime, do you believe you could beat him in a 3-point competition?
I think I could beat anybody. But I also know that without him, I wouldn't even be able to sit in this chair saying that.
Right.
So it's kind of like weird to say that because I just know without him, I wouldn't even have the ideology that I could shoot threes at a high rate and a high clip like that. I think that with my shooting ability, I could do anything I say I can with shooting. But I think we're all, especially me, chasing what Dirk got, and that's a ring. So as long as I can get that ring, it's...
And an MVP.
Man, he was a beast. I remember sitting in Jersey just watching him. I'm like, man, if I could just be just half of the shooter he is, I see myself doing really good things. And when you're young in Jersey, especially somewhere that hasn't made any NBA players like that, except Derek Character, shout out to Piscataway.
Right.
You just hoping to just be able to play college basketball, shooting like that. As long as you can shoot like that, just to get a D1 scholarship, you've made it.
Right.
So.
You've got 2 60-point games, 3 50-point games, 14 40-point games, and over 130-point games. And you said, be able to shoot the basketball.
I got that, for real?
Yeah, you did all that.
Damn.
I didn't know I'm going to be honest, and I don't even know if you knew. In college, we didn't see you shoot the ball like you shoot it now. When did you know you could shoot the basketball? Damn, cat.
Before college?
You could always shoot like that?
Always shoot like that.
What the hell happened in Kentucky?
Man, don't get me started now.
Yo, I'm going to get you started.
Nah, you know, when I went to Kentucky, Cal knew I could shoot the ball like that. He knew I was a great shooter. In Jersey, I was shooting a bunch of threes, making a bunch. And when we had the UK Pro Day, I don't know if anyone remembers that, but when we had the UK Pro Day, I remember we had a shooting drill. And I think I broke Kyle Singler's record for shooting on camera, on TV. So everyone knew I could shoot, but there was things I had to work on my game if I wanted to get to the next level, be able to play some of the greats I've ever played this game, like LeBron James and company. You know, for me to do that, I would have to amplify my game. I would have to fix my weaknesses. I would have to be a better post player. I would have to work on my body more. I would have to have all levels of scoring. So when I got to the NBA, I was truly prepared for what comes being an NBA player and wanting to be a great NBA player. So Cal saw something that I needed to work on. I worked on it tremendously hard, got the job done, found myself in a great position to be in Minnesota. And, you know, that the ability to score at 3 levels has helped me tremendously in my career.
I'm looking at you. I look at you and the way you played in college. I look at Anthony Davis, another guy that was mainly a
block shots,
and defend, rebound the basketball. And then all of a sudden he comes out and he can average, you know, 1 year he averaged 28 and 11. What is it that, is it scoring easier in the NBA than it is in college?
I think it's just different games. I think that when you see what AD had to do in Kentucky to win a national championship and the talent that was around him, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, another Jersey native, I think that he was asked to do a different job that was needed to win a national championship, and he sure as hell did. And he won, I believe he won National Player of the Year as well.
Yes, he did.
So he did what was needed for his team, and I think both of us did the same thing when we went to Kentucky. We have to learn how to sacrifice at the highest level. You know, we're all guys.
Everybody's a 5-star.
Yeah, but also everyone wants to feed their family. They know they come into Kentucky to get to the next level, to get to the NBA, to get that NBA money, to be able to take care of their family.
You mean to tell me you ain't go to Kentucky to be an accountant or a lawyer or a doctor?
Hey, I went to be a kinesiologist, and they had the best kinesiologist program I've seen in the country. So mix that in with the basketball, of course. I was going to be able to do something special if I went there. And shout out to my mom. You know, she was the one who was really about, I really like that school for you. And, you know, I feel we both know mama knows best. So I just kind of went with her, and she was right.
When you go to a school and you know some of the guys that was at Kentucky, you played with them in McDonald's All-American, you played against them growing up in AAU, you saw them. You said that, look, everybody wants to go to the next level. Everybody feels that they can score 15, 20 points a game and all of a sudden be the #1 overall draft pick or be a lottery pick. Kat, how do you blend, like, okay, I want to showcase my talent. I want to win a national championship, but in the same breath, I need X amount of shots. I need X amount of touches in order to do all the things that I want to do while still being a team player.
You know, when we were at Kentucky, we never even thought about all that.
Really?
Like, not at all. Like, it was all about getting the win. Like, we didn't think about nothing else but that. It kind of mimics a little bit like Olympic basketball.
Okay.
You're national, you know, when you're on a national team, it's not even about who gets the credit as long as we win. Together we win, and we win for our program, we win for our fans and our college, you know. So we never thought about that. I know I could definitely think of one game for sure, but there's been games where I think I scored 2 points against North Carolina on CBS.
Man, you can't score 2 points.
2 points, blocked, won by like 20. We all went home super happy. So, you know, there's things, when we were in college, that's what made that team so great, was the ability for all of us as 5-star recruits, like you said, future NBA picks, to be able to sacrifice for one goal. That was just to win at all costs. It don't matter what it is, we leave with this win. And I think the record showed for itself. We won 38 straight, found ourselves in the 39th. We didn't get the job done, but I think we gave college basketball fans, SEC Network, and everybody a lot of fun, a lot of joy, and in all that winning, I found myself playing some of my favorite times of playing basketball in my career.
How difficult was it? You're 38-0, you got a chance to be 39-0, possibly 40-0. Probably no one's going to win more than 40 games because they don't really schedule that many games. And you lose that game, and you believe, I think in your heart of hearts, I think you guys believe you guys were the more talented team, and that was a game that you guys should have won. Has that game haunted you?
Yes.
Is that one of the games that sticks?
Yes. I don't even gotta let you. Oh, sorry, I can't even let you finish.
Okay.
Man, that game still hurt. I still haven't watched it.
Really?
I can't. It's one of those, like, there's painful memories I think we both have as playing as professionals, and I even say in college as well. That game probably hurt the most. And that's something that stuck with me. And it was something crazy because it was tough for us, let alone losing the game and having to look at each other in the locker room. And one thing Cal always told us was, you'll never have a group of talent in a locker room ever again like this. Mm-hmm. And we'll never see each other again because we know a lot of us were going to go possibly to the NBA. And, what really hurt us the most was, like I said, not only just seeing each other and understanding this may be the last time we ever play with each other or be able to have this opportunity, but when you have to go home from the arena and see your families in the lobby, it hurt. That hurt, because we do this for our families.
Right.
And for us to come in front of our families and not be able to give them the moment that they deserve for allowing us and supporting us and giving us the opportunity to even be at Kentucky, to play the game of basketball, feeding us all those times, not having us work, but allowing us to go work on our craft and our game and not being able to bring that trophy home for them. I think that will really, really hurt.
When you go back and assess that game and you look at your play in that game, even though you haven't watched it, I'm sure you replayed it in your head. What do you think Cat could have done differently that could have swung the outcome in your guys' favor?
The one play I still get mad about today, and they had to change the rule in college basketball after that game, was the shot clock, not being able to review it. Mm-hmm. I believe Nigel still had the ball in his hand, and the shot clock went off, but we still let the ball go and count it as a bucket when it was clear as day. It was a shot clock violation. So they changed that rule for the betterment of the next generation, but obviously every
that didn't
rule
help you.
Yeah, every rule change always has to affect one person before it becomes enacted, and that was me.
The days are warmer, the walks are longer, and one easy way to help your dog shine this season is with fresh, healthy food from Farmer's Dog. Farmer's Dog makes fresh, real food and delivers it right to your door. Recipes are developed by vet nutritionists, made from real meat and veggies, and proportioned just for your dog, making it easy to say goodbye to burnt brown balls. Feed your dog real food with real benefits. My Pomeranian Teddy loved the stuff, and his coat has never looked better. It's smart, healthy pet food you can feel good about feeding your pup. And it's the best option for your dog of all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's real healthy food. And it doesn't matter if your dog is young or old, it's always the right time to begin investing in their health. That means more happy, healthy, full years together. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food from farmersdog.com/Shay Shay. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to farmersdog.com/Shay Shay to get 50% off. That's farmersdog.com/Shay Shay. Last year, you had a great season. You made the All-Star game, All-Star team. Mm-hmm. Y'all beat Book and KD, swept them, beat the reigning defending champs and Denver Nuggets, the MVP and Yoke and the Denver Nuggets, after coming from behind. Then you played the Mavs. Mm-hmm. Have home court. That's what you wanted. You wanted home court and you got it. Mm-hmm. What happened?
They played really good basketball and we didn't play our best. And pretty simple as that. Give credit where credit's due. They came in with a great game plan. Mm-hmm. Their guys showed up when they needed to hit big shots, especially. It's one of those unfortunate things. We played two amazing teams. Amazing teams, super teams. And like you said, a defending champion who has the MVP getting his trophy.
They had you guys down 20 in game 7.
Yes.
You're on the road.
Really 21.
Okay.
Because it was 19 going into halftime. They came out and scored and went up to 21.
Right. You're on the road. You're in a hostile environment. Uh-huh. They have the MVP, 3-time MVP in 4 years. They're the reigning NBA champs. Yep. When you're on the road in a hostile environment, how do you guys stay together to say, you know what, guys, we still have a chance to win this game? What was said in the locker room at halftime, and then what was said coming out of the locker room?
For us, it was Finchy. coach of the year candidate right there. In our eyes, he's the coach of the year in the NBA. But for him to come in there with that kind of poise, he established poise in the locker room. He let us know that we've been in situations like this before and found ourselves winning the game. We know the talent, we know the work we've put in. Just time to leave it all on the court, especially for this half. Right. And us as players, before Finchie even got in there, we were just talking about just staying to the game, like not letting go of the rope at any point, playing the game out. We never felt we were down that much. And now that I look back at the game, I say, wow, we really
you were really down a lot.
We really were down a lot of points. So, but it just speaks to our locker room, people like Kyle Anderson, Mike Conley, all the guys in our locker room who just continue to motivate us, continue to support, continue to establish confidence in everyone. It was one of those magical moments where you feel so connected. And all the times in Abu Dhabi in the preseason, we were talking about our camaraderie, the fact that we were unified, the fact that we felt connected, the fact that we knew in games when it got really difficult and things weren't going our way, that we would lean into the fact that we felt like brothers, we felt like a family, and that we would find ourselves getting out of a situation together. That third quarter, fourth quarter was special. And all the way down to our sixth man of the year in the NBA, Naz Reid came to play. Everyone just did so much in that game to help us win. It was a total team effort to get that game done. You
mentioned that you guys go into the locker room before Coach Finch comes in. Obviously, he's probably talking to the assistants and about coming up with strategy in the second half. There weren't any cusses. Man, what the hell are we doing? Come on, man. What the hell are you doing, man? You need to play better. You need to do this. There was none of that going on?
Just poise. I feel like a lot of times Finch lets us talk the game out. And, we hold each other accountable. That's what made our team so great, was the ability, like college teammates, to hold each other accountable. And we all understood what would need to be done. In a way, we needed to play a perfect second half.
Correct.
And we went out there and found a way to get it done. And I think that's not only a testament to the guys in the locker room, but our coaching staff, instilling confidence, keeping us poised, understanding, when things got too high, keep us even keeled. And when things got low and things were looking really bad, we stayed solid, stayed disciplined.
Cat. Your shot wasn't falling.
No.
You shot 37% from the floor. You shot 24% from the three in the Western Conference Finals. Shot 12.5% in 5 games, the worst percentage from deep in NBA playoff history. I said, I don't know if you heard, but I said, Cat, your shot ain't falling, bro. Get your big old butt down. You can post. I've seen you give some of the best defenders not shooting the three with your back to the basket, drop step saying, you can't guard me, you can't guard me, you can't guard me. I don't give a damn about you being on the all-NBA defensive team. I don't care about you being the defensive player of the year. I've seen you do it. And then I'm watching you play the Mavericks a lot of times against smaller guys like, come on, Cat. Tell me what's going. I'm sure the coaches are telling you that. I'm sure probably Ann has told you that. Probably some of your closest friends. Cat, bro, you need to get down on the box. What's going on in Cat's mind? Obviously, you got to process a lot, Cat. There's a lot going on because every game matters. There ain't no, we'll get him in 2 days.
Nah, for sure. Absolutely.
We got to go. Absolutely. What's going on in Cat's head?
For me, just trying to execute. I know we put me in great spots. I got good looks. Just wasn't falling.
Right.
And I talked about it after one game, how I knew the work I was putting in. So it's something when I go home, I'm disappointed. I want to win the game. But I understand, I'm getting good looks and I just got to continue to shoot them. So, for me, it's just taking what the defense was giving me. I was obviously getting some good looks at three, just wasn't making them. Obviously we all could look back and say we would love me back in the post, more in the Dallas action. We call it free throw line action, getting the ball inside, taking.
You did that, and you got the ball, and you wasn't waiting. That game that y'all won, you wasn't waiting. You got the ball, bam! I said, okay, that's the Cat. I know.
Jumping real high.
Yes.
I think we all could look back at it and wish we did little things differently sometimes too. But we did what we thought was best in the moment. It didn't work out. And, I feel bad because I told the guys, and me and Ant have conversations all the time, even during the Olympics, about things we both could do better. We could do all around better so we could help our team win. And, I know that we didn't want to come out with that kind of result. But you learn from it. You move on. Right. I think that obviously, like you said, we wish we could have that moment back.
Right.
We could maybe change some things, but it is what it is now.
Mike Conley said you have to be more active in the paint. Is that something that you go? Obviously, we're going to talk about the 1,500 shots that TNT and Charlton said that's not possible. But do you feel obviously you work on shooting. I mean, you can't be as tall as you are, have the kind of touch that you have without working on it. How do you split your workouts? Do you okay, I'm getting up 500 shots today, and then in the afternoon session, I'm going to get played with, in the paint, do drop steps, do fadeaway, one leg, both. I mean, so how does Cat break up his workouts to make sure he's getting the work that he needs so when he gets in the game, it's second nature?
For me, when in a regular season, postseason, whatever, it's the same routine all the time. I usually, first one in the gym, I get there, say probably like 6, 7, if it depends the time of practice, but let's just say 6 on a regular day. 6, get my sauna in, get my work in, do my red bed. After that, head back, get work on my body, do PT session with the people there. Go on the court, shoot for an hour, go lift, come back, do our we call it vitamins, do it with the coaches now, shooting more, practice the whole practice, shoot again after with Luka Garza. And then, go home, rest up. I've been there for a long time. This is probably now we're talking about from 6 in the morning. I'm leaving around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. If I get a massage, take care of my body, go in the cold tub after and everything, probably about 4:30, 5, and then get home. Got a court at the house, so shooting more shots at the house, and then just relax, take care of my body, do some rehab, ice, game ready, Normatec. So really just, I love this game. I love my job. I love my craft. So I just dedicate my whole entire life to it. And I smile because I always think about every day about playing basketball. And happy even before this, I got to play a lot of basketball.
You said, man, I get up 1,500 shots a day. Charles Barkley said, he lying, ain't happening. Shaq's like, the fact that he's not upset concerns me. Draymond Kenny say you were capping. I mean, I don't know what's normal for an NBA player, how many shots he gets up. I don't know if it's 50. I don't know if it's 500. I don't know if it's
How many
5.
passes you catch a day when you was playing?
When they threw him to me.
Hey, I saw the jacket you got on. They threw it to you a lot.
They did. We caught jugs. I caught jugs and we tried to catch 50 passes. But we had to catch 50 in a row. So if we dropped, we had to start all over again.
Yeah.
So, I caught at least 50. Quarterbacks through doing. So I would say during the course of a practice, given 75, probably 75 passes a day.
You hear that? That means they ain't dropping no passes.
No.
Because
Because you already been out there for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so you're already tired.
Yeah.
So you got a concentration because of your concentration break.
Lock in.
Now the ball hit, and you might be at 25, you might be at 30.
Yeah.
Now you got to start all back over again. So you didn't want that to happen. And the last thing you want to happen, Kat, is that being in a situation where it's 4th down. Or it's late in the ball game and your lack of concentration, you drop a pass.
And the lack of reps. That's the moment where those reps count.
Right. And so we catching balls at different angles, shoe tops, over the shoulder, different things like that. But when people call into question how hard you're actually working, does that bother you or you just brush it off? Because these are not normal guys. If I were to say that, you ain't even playing.
No, you talk about NBA legends. People who played the game.
Yes.
I know the work I put in, so I don't even have to explain it. I know who was there when the gym was dark. Right. And I know who turned the lights on. Okay. I ain't worried about that. Right. I know one thing when that was said, I know Ant was not happy about that.
Really?
Because he was like, I know I've seen you in there. Mm-hmm. Even when I show up, you've been there sweating, and when I leave, you still going for another one. So, like I said, I don't got to explain. I know what I do in the gym. I know the work I put in. Shout out to the coaches, PD coaches, Corliss, Kevin Hansen, Moses. Shout out to all the guys over there in Minnesota who willing to, as you know, put their lives to the side, wives, kids, willing to dedicate that amount of time to me, to allow me to shoot the basketball, allow me to work on my game, and allow me to be the best version of myself. So shout out to them last year especially. We gave up a lot of their time. They could have been given to their kids and their family, and they were in the gym working.
Dedicated to you getting better. Kyrie had praise for you after the he said, after that criticism, you came back, dropped 25, 9 of 13, shooting 4 of 5 from the 3. Kyrie said, despite the unfair criticism he received, he's a great player. I respect him. I know my teammates respect him. That's what great players do. They figure it out.
That's my Jersey dog. That's my guy. That's my guy. You know what, man? I've known Kyrie since we was young, and I've seen the work he put into his game, so I know everyone goes so crazy when he's doing these layups and he's dribbling, but I seen him since he was young doing that. I seen the hours he was putting in. I seen the work he was putting in. I seen the drills he was putting in. I definitely stole a lot of the drills for myself, so I can improve myself as a player. You know, when you're watching greatness, you study greatness and you try to implement it into your game. And I got nothing but praise for Kyrie. I've been, like I said, I've been blessed to watch him since I was young, before the NBA, before Duke, before any of that, just to see where he's at now. I mean, in my eyes, he's a legend of the game.
Are you surprised with the ease, or seemingly ease, that looked like it was easy, the Celtics handled the Mavericks? Or did you think it would be like a long series? I thought it would be at least I ain't gonna lie, Kat, I thought it'd be at least a 6-7 game series.
Celtics was really good last year.
Okay.
They've been good for years, but they've been locked in. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? They was locked in last year. I know one of the reporters was telling me about you got to lose to finally win, and that history plays itself out, and Boston had to go through that. They've been just so good. They just been knocking on the door. The door finally opened. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. So I know when we played them that they showed so much poise and championship pedigree in them, when we went to overtime with them, and the way they played, they just so disciplined in their approach. Great coach. Shout out to Missoula. Took care of my boy and my brother, Deshaun Butler, over there in West Virginia. Yeah. You could see not only the talent, I think we all see that as basketball fans, you would see it, but the poise, the discipline, that's what's needed to win a championship. And they had it. They had it early in the regular season. I think they shown it in their record. So, I didn't know what the series was going to have, in order. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I just knew that Dallas had a tough test against the Celtics. They were rolling. They've been resting. They've been waiting for this moment. So shout out to them.
As a former NFL player, I know a thing or two about high performance, and that's why I drive the BMW 7 Series. This car has everything I need. It's big enough, comfortable enough, and luxurious enough to meet even my high expectations. When I'm behind the wheel of the BMW, I'm not just driving a car, I'm driving legacy. What I love most is the precision engineering, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched style, whether it's spacious interior, the powerful engine, or the smooth ride. BMW makes sure every detail is on point. I trust BMW to deliver the ultimate driving experience, and I know you will too. So why wait? Head over to BMWUSA.com. Check out models like the sporty X3, the all-electric i4. Build your dream car today and join me in experiencing luxury and performance that only the ultimate driving machine can offer. Kat, when you hear, sometimes you hear playoff Rondo, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
But Magic Johnson had a situation. Magic Johnson was a 2-time Finals MVP.
Hook shot down the middle for the win.
And in '84, he dribbles out the clock. They go to overtime. They end up losing, and they called him Tragic Johnson. He was no longer Magic. And then when you hear the term, as great as you are in the regular season, you haven't been able to put those same type of numbers in the postseason, and they playoff Cat, and they mean it in a derogatory way. How does Cat turn that around? How does Cat, if there is such a thing as a narrative, because we see what you are in the regular season, how does Cat make sure he's that same in the postseason?
Just go out there and do what you do. I mean, everything was good. I felt I was shooting the ball extremely well throughout the whole playoffs, and it was a tough time to have a slump, especially in the Western Conference Finals. But I think just work, just trust the work. Trust the work. It always is going to pay off. Never get discouraged by the work you're putting in. If you put in the hours in, you could look yourself in the mirror and know that you put exactly the amount of hours plus some needed to be great. You live with the work you put in.
This team, you mentioned Ant,
Rudy,
Jaden
McDaniels, Mike Conley, Kyle Anderson was so amazing for us. Sadly we lost him.
If this team, what's going to be? Obviously, success is winning a championship. But if this core, if you guys don't get to the NBA Finals, if you guys don't win, will this be disappointing?
I mean, it would be disappointing for the fact that we made it to Western Conference Finals and we haven't took that next step, which is to make the NBA Finals, you know? It's going to be disappointing. You know, Minnesota deserves a championship. They've been asking for a championship since its inception as a team. So, you know, I've always said I wanted to bring them a championship. I wanted to be part of the championship team that finally brings that ring and that parade down to First Ave. You know, we just got to keep working. I think that you say it's a disappointment. It's something that I think everyone's going to feel the same way if they didn't win a championship.
Right.
Everyone is a disappointment if you don't come out with a ring out of it.
When you look at, and a lot of people didn't think the Rudy Gobert edition, because you're like, this is not the 90s basketball. You don't really need 2 7-footers. You need a guy.
Well, shit, we got 3 of them almost.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Because the way Cat can play with his back to the basket, he can shoot the 3. And then when you look at Rudy, there are certain situations that you have to take him out of the game. It's just what it is. He's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He makes a boatload of money. But the facts of the matter is that a lot of times late in the ball game, he's not on the court, Cat. I'm not breaking, this is not interrupting your normally scheduled programming. Breaking news to you, Cat. You know that because you're there. How were you able to put it together this year? Because the first year, it didn't work, Cat. And this year, you made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals.
I think he gets unfair criticisms because he brings a lot to our team that we need.
Right.
Like the defense, I mean, this is a generational defensive player. And around the basket, I think we all could agree in the NBA, ask any of the colleagues, if he's around the basket with the ball, you know, he go and dunk it. Right. You know, it's gonna be tough. Right. It's gonna be tough to stop that field goal percentage from going down. Right. So, his first year in Minnesota, it's unfortunate. It's unfair because I think that we weren't at full strength, and I also got hurt. I've never gotten hurt like that. So to be in that situation was, and put him in that situation, you know, it was unfair. And I think that this year, you know, with me healthy coming in and playing a lot of the season healthy, you can see what happens when you put the team around him and we have, you know, the lob opportunities. Me and him have the 4-5 pick and roll was amazing all year. Putting him in spots where he could be, you know, he's super successful on offense and defensively. I mean, you see what he does for our team. So number one team in NBA in defense, and it's not without Rudy Gobert, especially Jaden McDaniels too. I want to give him a shout out, but without Rudy, we're not going to be nowhere near the same defensive team as we were.
You willing to take a $100+ million pay cut like Jalen Brunson did to keep this thing together?
We can keep it all together. If we can keep it together.
Right.
Show me then. We all got to get in the room and say we're going to do it.
Right.
So, I mean, Jalen Brunson, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
That's a lot. I mean, 10 million, okay.
That's a lot.
10 million, even like, okay.
Hey, but you know what? You can't put a value on the fact that he's at where he wants to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big value number that no one's thinking of. He's with his father. He's super comfortable. He has a team that believes in him. I think that belief that a team and an organization could give you is something, it's worth a lot of money. And they give him that belief. And I think that he felt that was the best situation for him. Right. And I root him on for that.
How is that man as a teammate? We see the charisma. We see the charm.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yes.
He's outgoing.
Yes.
All the
Very
players.
Atlanta.
Oh, bro. We saw him at the Olympics. Yeah. He talking to Steph. So, but Steph ain't show up for the last 3 days. But I'm glad he showed up when I'm glad he showed up when he did. That's Ant. Yeah. What's he like on and off the court?
I mean, on the court, you see what he is. He's a competitor, fierce competitor. He loves competing. He loves. He's one of those guys when you play at the park. If you tell him, yo, come to the park, we're going to play basketball, he always show up. Right. He always going to show up, for sure. You know you got a teammate with him. Right. So, and off the court, man, it's just, like you said, charismatic, funny, maybe the funniest player on our team. Wow. And we got some funny guys on our team. So, he's one of those guys you really are super appreciative and blessed to be able to be in a locker room with them. They just bring the morale up. And I think that's rare for someone as young as he is, as talented as he is, and what we ask from him every single night, to be able to bring that kind of energy to the locker room. Like Mike Conley said one time, he makes him feel young again.
Right. When you hear Ant, they talk about, well, he could be the next face of the NBA.
I think he can.
He reminds a lot of people of Jordyn. Mm-hmm. What is it about him? What is it about that makes you, and you said it as soon as I was saying it, you're like, he can. What makes you so sure?
Well, before we get to that, I think what we need to also understand is, I know he reminds people a lot about Jordyn, but why not just Ant? He could be the first Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
You know,
Which ain't bad.
Which ain't bad at all. Which ain't bad at all.
Yeah.
Well, he say, yeah, third.
Yeah.
So, I think he has the charisma. Age is on his side. He has the athleticism. You know, and
he got better at shooting the ball.
He got better at shooting. You know, I think he could do it. I think he could do it. And this is a very guard-friendly league, and he's a guard that has not only the skill but the intangibles needed to really be the face of the NBA for years to come. And I think that, you know, he got good vets around him, and Mike Conley's been amazing for him. So
right.
I think he could do it. I think he could really do something special. And I think what also could help is winning. And we've shown winning, starting to do that. So if we can win at the highest level, what can you can't tell Ant nothing.
Right.
So imagine you put a ring too with a championship. Oh man. Oh man, we can't tell him nothing.
Cat, of all the teammates that I've seen you have in the NBA, and I'm on the outside looking in, I don't know this to be true, but it just seems to me, you have the best relationship with him.
Yeah.
And you take criticism, you take coaching, you take praise from him better than any other teammate. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I apologize. What is it about him and your relationship that you're so accepting of the advice, the input that he gives you?
You know, I just want to help him grow in every single facet of his game, not only his game, but his life. You know, I want to help him be a better man. I want to help him be a better, to his brothers, a better brother. I want to be able to help him the ways I feel that sometimes I couldn't get that help. Because, you know, I was in a situation. I know how it feels to be him in that situation. #1 pick, whole state asking you to help save him and help him bring a championship home. And I just wanted to be a support system for him any way possible I could. So I wanted to help him grow. And I think in helping someone achieve their full potential, and something that I feel that I'm going to continue to work not only as a leader, but just helping him as a brother.
Right.
You got to let them be free. You know, you can't give them too much constraint, you know?
Right.
Maybe sometimes I got to tell him, maybe you should have said that. Maybe you should scale back on doing this. Maybe you take this one on. I got it. I'll take this conversation on, and I'll have this convo with whoever it is. I just want him to be himself. You know, and I've stressed that to him since day one. So all I try to do every single day is make sure Ant's as comfortable as possible, and he could be himself as much as possible.
You want to see Ant do the dunk contest?
I do. He don't want to though.
Really?
I do.
So we get Ant, we get Ja, we get Zion, we get Zach LaVine to come back. I don't know if we're going to get AG because AG said, y'all done robbed me twice. Right?
Yo, AG said,
hell no.
You ain't going to go to the bank with me twice to go rob the bank. You're going to leave me there.
So we get those 4 guys. Because, let's be honest, dunk contest, because the names aren't there. You used to get the Dr. J's and the Michael Jordan and the Clyde Drexlers. You got the players that were like the best players that could dunk, the Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
Now we're getting guys, and that's no slight. That's no slight to anybody that's won the dunk contest. Congratulations. But it's kind of hard to continuously sell when the guy that's winning, he's not even in the NBA.
Okay.
Or the guys that's
But what happens if that dude is the best dunker?
But he ain't in the NBA.
But he the best dunker.
I mean, that's like saying the best receiver ain't even in the NFL.
You talk about 2 different sports. You talk about 2 different sports.
But I think it would, if it would.
I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say those. Back in the day, you used to have the stars out there.
Yeah, they did it.
Doing the dunk.
They did it. Because that's what we get in the 3-point competition.
But look at this, yo. Like,
we get in the 3-point competition. We get Steph. We get Dame. Clay's participated.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the Buddy Hield, a lot of the great 3-point shooters.
They're shooting.
They participate.
Yeah.
But the great dunkers, for whatever reason, even Kobe did it.
I just feel like, you know, we in a new era with social media. We got more eyes. We got more chances to see more talent. You know, I understand the stars is, you know, Anthony Edwards, Zion, Ja Morant. I mean, they're enticing names who have the ability to use athleticism at the highest level in game. I just feel, but you never know. Like these dudes, like Mac McClung is amazing dunker, and he's a great dunk contest dunker.
Yes,
and there's a reason why he wins.
Okay, let me ask you this. Has the dunk lost its appeal because of the 3-point shot?
I think public scrutiny has kind of messed with the perception of the dunk contest. I think we're seeing dunks.
Because at some point in time,
Jacob Toppin was doing some crazy dunks himself. And shout out to him.
Because what is he going to do? He like bounced it off the floor between his leg like a 360 something?
Hey, I was there. I watched it with my own 2 eyes. I seen some dunks I ain't never thought was possible.
Wow.
And Mac McClung did some amazing dunks.
Yes.
Jacob Toppin did some amazing dunks. So it's like, we see in dunks, like, so if you had the same dunk and you changed the name on the back of the jersey, does that still change the fact we all have seen a dunk that's never been done?
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I understand the back of the jersey, I get that, but there's guys out here who are using that dunk contest as an opportunity to prove what they are to the NBA and to the game of basketball. And you know, for them to have that opportunity, I think it's special. Especially people like Mac McClung. You know, just
and he deserved to win.
Yeah.
So it ain't hey, don't get me wrong.
No, I get you. I get exactly what you're saying. I think, but I think sometimes as fans, we get so caught up in the names in the dunk contest, we're not caught up in the art.
Right.
The dunk contest. Right. You know?
But at some point in time, the creativity. I mean, you see some of these guys, these and one, I mean, some of these dunkers on YouTube. Yeah. And then people are like, well, we'll get some of those guys. Yeah. But I'm like, at some point in time, I mean, you got to run out of creativity. What you really drop over like 10 people,
still making
18-wheeler? I mean, what?
Hey, all I got to say is we still making new music.
Yeah.
And new sounds.
Right.
And music been around longer than basketball.
Okay.
So there's always a possibility to have some new tricks.
So you don't have a problem with the props? Because a lot of times, I don't know when the props came in.
Yeah.
It seems like now, at some point, I mean, Dominique was a power dunker. Jordyn elevated through the era. You had Vince Carter.
So let me ask you this. The dunks you've seen now in present day NBA, let's just get...
Oh, they're way better than what I saw in the past.
Okay.
Hey, yeah. I mean, Zach LaVine going through the free throw line between his legs.
And I still don't think people understand. That was the first time he's ever tried the dunk.
Within the contest?
Then.
Wow.
That's the first time he's ever tried the dunk. Because I asked him, I said, Zach, I've never seen you even attempt it. He's like, honestly, I ran out of dunks. So I just went up there and did the first thing I could think of. It was the first time he's tried it.
Wow.
He's never, like, for me to even say he's practiced it, he could have said, I practiced it, I missed it. I just said, I'm going to go for it. He's never tried it. That was his first time.
The man tried a dunk for the first time in competition, and basically it sealed the win because he jumped for the free throw line.
And double overtime?
Yes.
Double, triple overtime in the dunk contest.
Basically. You had some characters as teammates. You had Patrick Beverly.
Oh, yes.
You had Jeff Teague.
Pat, PB.
You had KG.
Yes.
Who's the funniest teammate you had?
I'm not gonna lie, Ant's up there.
Yeah, I forgot Ant.
Andre Miller's up there.
Really?
Yes, my rookie year, Andre Miller. KG, of course. Jeff Teague. Shout out to Jeff Teague, man. I'm so happy to see him doing what he's doing.
Club 520. Check it out.
Man, shout out to Jeff Teague, man. I've been told when we was teammates, he need to be telling stories. He's the best storyteller. And I see now people are getting to recognize that. Right. I love that. He's always been great at that. Man. D'Lo's up there. He's really funny.
Wow. Okay.
Man, I've been blessed to be with. I've been blessed in a way to be with so many teammates and to meet so many people at different stages of life, and to be able to communicate with them, share energy with them, and be able to call them a teammate is a blessing, and it's an honor that I don't take lightly.
Do you believe that every teammate, a lot of the teammates that you've mentioned, do you believe you've met them at the appropriate stage of your career? Do you look back and say, man, now, if I had met him a little earlier, that'd have been perfect. If I'd have met him a little later, that would have been even better.
Perfect. It was perfect for me. I can't go back looking at this timing, that timing. It was the perfect timing for me in my life. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy that I had that moment, whether it be, a short amount of time or years of calling them my teammate. It was perfect timing. God puts people in your life at the perfect time, and I don't doubt that. So it was the right timing for me. whether they helped me grow as a man, helped me grow as a player, it was perfect timing.
One of your former teammates, and this was going around, he said there are players right now currently playing in the NBA. If I gave them a helmet and shoulder pads, they can go make a team.
I talked about it on the Rich Eisen show. I just said, I don't know, but I can tell you right now, if you put me in the slot receiver and you set me down the middle with that medicine ball, I ain't doing it. That little medical ball going down the middle, hell nah.
Because that's what's going to happen.
Nah, I ain't.
They going to saw you in half, cat. You 7 foot tall, bro.
Them shoulder pads don't mean nothing. I would say I think there's few players who could do what you did, but no one's going to be Shannon Sharpe.
No, I'm saying right now, you take a guy that's playing in the NBA, we're going to give him a pair of helmets, some shoulder pads. He going to go to training camp.
I think very few of them could do it.
You actually think somebody could make an NFL team right now?
Let me ask you this. You think LeBron could do it?
No,
not now though.
No.
Don't take out now.
No, I don't think any guy in his prime, I'm talking about right now.
No, in his prime. That's what I'm saying, in their prime.
If he had done it, let's just say for the sake of argument, LeBron's playing basketball, and he says, you know what, I'm going to take a year off. Like Michael Jordan says, I'm going to take a year off, and I'm going to try to go play in the,
you don't think he could do it?
The major leagues. I just think the nuances, the understanding, because I think like I forget the NC State, the big fella.
Big fella, Big Shaq, Mini Shaq?
Yes.
Okay.
I think with a year, I think he can play offensive line or defensive line. Yeah.
Okay. But you got to teach him. So you're saying if you give him a year, though.
Yeah.
But I feel like even for people who may not understand, like, I have friends who are offensive linemen in the NFL. That's a tough job.
Yeah.
And it comes with a ton of chess match thinking.
Yes. Because the difference is, and I'm not saying, because I think NBA players are tough, but what we do is that we go out there every Sunday or every Monday, and we try to move a man against his will. Just imagine when you say, I ain't going nowhere, and I say, the hell you not, you leaving this plot of land today? That's what we do every week. We try to run through a mofo's face.
Warriors.
Yes.
I love that.
Because football, in its essence, is about breaking a man's spirit. It's hard to break a man. If I'm shooting threes, you're like, damn, coach, I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
But like Shaq is like, everybody's trying to be Shaq. That's what the NFL is about. Everybody's trying to be Shaq, especially on the interior. Offensive line says, I'm going this way. Defensive line says, I'm going that way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push a linebacker or a defensive lineman. And I think guys are super talented. I think if you took Ant and gave Ant a year.
Two people I give is like Bron and Ant that come to mind first. But I think Ant's played football, though.
Yes.
That's what he grew up playing. But just like Bron.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, could I see him doing it? Yes.
When did Ant stop? Did Ant play in high school?
I think so. But he was a good football player.
Yeah, for sure.
He plays. We'll be throwing the football around at Mayo Clinic at Target. He's still got.
Oh yeah, but
talent.
he's an athlete.
Yeah.
I think Russ, if you took like a Russell Westbrook,
I think so too.
I think Russ, with his speed and his understanding,
But the amount of power he generates,
Yes.
I think that could help him a lot too.
I think football is a more physical sport. I think basketball is a more skill.
I think that's a good one. I think I seen PG himself. He was playing wide receiver and he did a really great break out the cut and he looked great. But I just think I can't fathom to all the NFL dudes who are gonna watch this. I can't fathom what y'all go through on a Sunday and Monday, and then look back and say, "Oh, let's do this again on Thursday."
Yeah,
I can't imagine that.
I tell you what, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, get you a hard hat, and get you a nice coat.
Okay.
And line up about 10 yards from your garage and run into it 65 times.
Yeah, nah. See, I can't.
That's what it's like.
Hey, I'm at the point where I'm thinking like, I go in a game and I jump as high as I possibly can to go dunk, lay it up.
Yeah.
And then I'll fall on the floor.
Yeah.
And I fall hard. All my teammates be like, man, why you be falling so hard on the floor? We be worried about your safety. And I'm thinking the fact that I do that, I get right up, I start running down the court. And I said, hey, I was telling my girl, I said, man, if I trip and fall in this house right now, I don't know if I'm getting up. But you telling me in the game to go do it for the love?
Yeah, 65 times.
Nah.
And see, like when you jump up there, guys are going to do everything they can not to undercut you.
Yeah.
They're going to try to break your fall. That's what we trying to do. We trying to
I
make
don't
you
know
fall
about all
hard.
that. I've seen it the other way. I ain't seen that.
They ain't trying to help.
Hell nah. Let me fall on the floor.
What was it like playing for Tibbs? Because you hear how Tibbs like, man, Tibbs grind you to the, I mean, he just wears on you.
Yeah.
He's playing his guys 40 plus minutes on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
And then when it comes playoff time, he's done ground them down to the nubs,
Yeah.
and then they just don't have anything. What was it like playing for him?
You know what I respected so much about Tibbs is that he wanted to win.
Yeah.
And he put the hours in and he put the work in. So playing for Tibbs was just watching someone who truly loves what they do and puts all their passion and their life mission as being the best coach they could be.
Right.
And you gotta respect that. And I think Tibbs was he's a low-key funny guy. Off the court, you know, when you take the basketball away,
Right.
he's really funny. And you know, I appreciate him even more now that I'm older. And, you know, that we've been able to talk even at a different level of maturity, you feels me?
Right.
And, man, I got nothing but good things to say about him. He's been great. He's been great to talk to, especially now in my life. And he's one hell of a coach. He's one hell of a coach.
Probably the thing that's been talked about most in Minnesota is yours and Jimmy Butler's relationship. How could that have been handled differently? What could he have done differently? What could you have done differently to make that relationship better, where there doesn't seem like it's so much animosity, there's so much dissension, so much angst between the two of you?
I think for me, like I said earlier, just everyone, we met each other, all my teammates, we met each other at the perfect time. And I think that we both helped each other grow. And I think that's what was really appreciative of me. And also, we made the playoffs together. We lost in all the hoopla is that, you know, after years and years of not making the playoffs, we finally made the playoffs. And together we were able to do something that Minnesota hasn't seen in a while. And then on top of that, I'm tremendously thankful that I had the opportunity to have my first playoff experience. You know,
Right.
You hear so much about it, but to actually go through that experience helped me be a better player and be a better teammate to Ant. So, like I said, I think we all met each other at the perfect time and when we all needed to. God's timing is never going to be wrong.
Has that situation helped you become a better leader and a better teammate?
I think just that season, having different people, different personalities, and also just different experiences than I never had. Like I said, I never made the playoffs until that year.
Right.
So I kind of had that experience under my belt, understand what it is to, what it takes to be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that it helped me tremendously the rest of my career and made me a better man, first off, and secondly, made me a better leader and made me a better player. So, like I said, God's time is never wrong. So I met everyone at the right time, perfect timing for what I needed in my life, and it helped me be a better person and be ready for the next challenges that were coming up.
Why y'all let Draymond trade with Rudy?
Draymond trade?
Choke.
Choke?
Yeah, why y'all let Draymond choke Rudy?
Nah, I was. That situation happened so.
How
funny.
did you exactly? Tell me.
It
Okay,
was
what
so
led up
weird
to it?
to-
What led up to it?
I don't know. Just all of a sudden, one time I'm looking and I'm seeing Draymond do something to Rudy. I'm trying to pull Draymond off, and I'm like, "Well, we gonna have a triple Nelson going on around here." So, I just, I think they have a funny relationship, to say the least, and I think that that was a moment where I was surprised that happened. I'm not gonna lie. I was very surprised that.
Well, you were supposed to like, he grabbed Rudy, you were supposed to grab him, and then if somebody grabbed you, 4 or 5 in the motherfuckers choking each other.
We just have I don't just everyone in the full Nelson.
Yeah.
Finch coming out.
Yeah,
This one
everybody.
Finch had a good leg too.
Huh?
This one Finch had a good leg
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That was a.
What is the animosity between Draymond and Rudy come from?
I don't even know.
Does Draymond feel that Rudy got some defensive player of the year that belong to him?
I don't know. To be honest, I just, you always hear the hoopla and we just tuning everything out. Like I said, I was surprised when it happened too. I feel like everyone in there was like, wait, is this really happening right now? And we all trying to separate Draymond from Rudy, and the whole situation went around. It was.
Does Rudy ever say anything? Because Rudy hears all the criticism. It's not like a whole lot.
Hey, but everyone who don't know Rudy Gobert, he laughs about.
Does he?
He'll joke around about it.
Okay.
So it's not like he just he's really like salty and he won't like he gets aggravated. He'll laugh. He laughs.
Right.
He'll joke himself about it. I think it's it just shows the character and also how much he just enjoys what he does and he cares about his craft and he cares about his team. So shows what teammate he is too.
I mean, you and Ben got into a little situation.
Me and Ben or me and Joel?
You and Joel.
Me all of Philly.
Yeah, all of Philly.
Okay.
Because you and Joel I think you were on the floor and then Ben somehow ended up on top of you and y'all was going back and forth. And then you and Joel be trolling everybody. Joel be going at everybody. So how did that start? How did you and Joel end up, obviously y'all big, y'all battle each other on the court, but how did it end up going to social media?
Just competition. I think that moment just happened with so much competition happening. Two guys who feel they're the best and want to prove it against each other. I think that it's just competition. I don't think anything. Me and Joel talked about it. It's kind of funny. We just laugh about it at this point now.
When you go into the game and you playing against Joel, or you playing against Anthony Davis, or you playing against Joker, or you playing against any of the bigs, let's just say they're 5 bigs.
Yeah.
Do you go in there like, I'm showing everybody tonight?
You know, I would think anyone would be lying if they said there wasn't a little extra juice for that game, but I approach every game as if Joker, Embiid, Anthony Davis is out there. You know, I'm not going to just take it light.
Right, you don't take a night off.
Nah, I can't do that. Like, that's not how I work. So,
because they're in the NBA too, because anybody, and this is what I tell people about the NFL, anybody, no matter what you think, anybody in the NFL can make anybody else in the NFL look bad. They're in the NFL.
Yeah.
They get a check too.
Yeah.
So a guy that just because he's not Joel Embiid, he'll hang 25 and 10 on you, and they're like, well, man, Cat gave up 25 and 10 to a guy that.
Exactly.
So you have to be on your best behavior every single night.
Every night. And also just for the love of the game, love of competing.
Yeah.
Like, if you love competing, you're not just going out there to compete only against the other best of the best.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? You go out there and you compete every single night. So every time I step on that court, I want to go, you know, not only get a win, but show, you know, put on a show for the fans who maybe a little kid, this is his only time to be able to come watch a Timberwolves game, and this is the only NBA game he's ever watched, or his first NBA game, or whether it be, you know, funds are tight, and this may be the only game you see all year in the next 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, whatever it is. I want to just bring my best to the court so I could obviously get us a win, but also so I could be the best version for, you know, whoever may be there, also for my family as well who are watching.
You got to face, let's just say for the sake of argument, you got to face Joker on a Monday. Okay. You got Joel on Tuesday, you got Joel on Wednesday, and you got Anthony Davis on Saturday.
I'm playing all 3 games.
You playing all? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't take?
No, why? Why would I take a day off?
What's your mindset? Because each guy poses a little different threat.
Absolutely. You know, with Joel Embiid, you may have to worry about the fouls. You also worry about that mid-range pull-up from the Dallas action at the free throw line. With AD, you're worrying about the post up, full court, put his hands up, does a spin, gets an alley-oop dunk, or you know, he hits you with that jab step, or he hits you with the old Kentucky special right mid-block, goes left, goes baseline, shoots the right-hand floater, and one. And also with Joker, you know, you worry about the passing. Just as much as you worry about him scoring, you worry about him affecting the game. So he gives me, not saying they're the same player, but both highly respectable in their own regards, but like Marc Gasol. When I was younger regarding Marc Gasol, everyone asked me who's the toughest, and I felt Marc Gasol was because just so much how much he impacted winning for the team. His passing, his scoring, but just let alone the way that he facilitates the ball causes a lot of problems. So they all present different expertise in games in their craft. And it's fun. That's the whole point. Being as a competitor, it's fun to be able to have a week like that where you're playing the best of the best, and we get to go out there and play basketball at its highest level. I think that's the fun part.
I don't know though, Cap. It seems like you be juiced up a little bit more when you play AD, because you be trying to, okay, you the number 1 pick, I was the number 1 pick.
Kentucky boys.
Yeah, for sure. You add a little extra season to it, Cat. I ain't gonna lie. You do. You know it too.
I just go out there and I try to win, man. Yeah, it's something hey, it don't matter. Just anyone who steps on the court, you want to compete, play the best, and then of course, you know, there's history in Staples Center. You know, you want to play well at Staples Center. I know it's crypto now. I can't even look at it the same. I can't look at it like as crypto.
Yeah, people still call it. A lot of people still call it. Maybe not publicly, but they still say privately it's Staples.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
TD, Tutty, taking it to the house. Reservations for 6. Whatever you call a touchdown, one thing's for sure. Touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from the special teams or the defense, we don't care how you score them. We want to bet on touchdowns. And at DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try something as simple as betting on a player to score a touchdown. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your bet today. Ready to do your touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers can bet $5 and get $250 instantly in bonus bets and get 1 month free of NFL Plus Premium. Download the DraftKings Sports app. Use code Shannon. That's code Shannon for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month free of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Best big in the game right now. If they say, okay, Cat, best big right now playing basketball.
We got so much good bigs now in the NBA. It's a blessing. I mean, you would probably have to say Joker.
No, I ain't got to say. I mean, you play. I don't play.
I think they're all great.
I mean, I'm going to put the forearm in the back and hold it right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to, they might spin and dunk on me, but they ain't going to back me down. They ain't going to let them back me down.
Nah, I feel that. Man, Joker is incredible. I think Joker, 3-time MVP. Joel Embiid is amazing in his own regard, especially he's mastered the craft, I think, of scoring in a different way.
Right.
You know? And AD too. AD's impactful defender, but also, you know, AD get going, you know.
Yeah.
It could be a bad night.
He can give you 40 and 20.
Yeah, quick too. And he'll give you 5 blocks on the side too while he's at it. So public opinion, I think public opinions, everyone's gonna have their own opinion.
Right.
I think to say the best, I think these guys are really good.
Right.
It's really good. I respect them. It's funny when you get to watch them and you get to play against them, but also when you're watching them as a fan of the game of basketball, as the art.
Right.
When you get to watch them guys, you know, those guys do what they do best. It's really cool. Just like Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah.
As a shooter, that was incredible to watch in the Olympics.
If I put down, you beat Steph in the 3-point competition?
I'll give him my best shot for sure. I give him my best shot for sure. He's the best shooter that's ever lived, hands down.
It's crazy.
It's his.
You watch these last 2 games against Serbia and France.
Hey, I ain't never seen a man that made me get off my ass on the couch and go start shooting basketballs now. That was crazy. I was like, you know, for me to have played against, I was telling my girl, I said, to watch Steph do what he did against France, it kind of like, I've played against what you say prime, vintage Steph.
Yes.
And it was so much talent he had, but to watch what he did against France, that was like vintage Steph at his most polished version, expert level. And it wasn't like he was just making shots by talent. It was making shots off of just calculated precision.
Yeah.
Just I'm gonna shoot the ball 4 different ways, 4 threes. I'm gonna give you 4 different types of shots, and I'm just gonna show you how well I shoot the ball. I mean, the first one, he gets pull up, boom, he little first one, but the first one was just more of like a straight shot,
right?
Straight through shot. Second one, he gives you kind of the pump fake, brings it here, gets in the pocket. You know what I'm trying to say? A little hit shot, bucket. Then he give you the third one. It's a step to the left.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you this set shot 3. Boom. And the fourth one, he just
over 2.
He freestyled on that one. That one was crazy. I mean, think about it. He hop steps to the right, aligns his shoulder, flicks it, bucket. Like, that's special, man. Like, as a shooter, just the absolute expertise he put on as a shooter was.
If you hit something like that, or let's just say for the sake of argument, Cat, you hit a couple of shots like that. You get one going late in the shot clock, boom, you let it go. Now, they come, you sidestep and let it go. You hit a couple of let's just say you hit 3 threes in the first. You know you got it going on that night.
I had 62. I had 62 when that was happening, so.
So can you get enough shots? Because now you like, because I'm sure everybody's telling Cat, you got this many. Go get 70. Go get 80.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Unc. I was just trying to put points. I was just trying. Anytime I touched the ball, the game felt so easy and relaxed to me. I was just trying to score, put us up a lot. I was hoping that, we get up by a lot of points and I would just be able to sub out the game.
Right.
I was hoping I didn't even have to get 60 because we was winning by so much.
Right.
Now you got me thinking about Steph Curry again. I spent most of my day on that day when they played France. I think it was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I spent the next 4 hours just doing the moves and shooting the ball like, I know I could shoot like this possibly. I know I could do it. He shot so well, he made me forget I could shoot. That's how well he shot. I was like, yo, that's crazy. One day I was like, wait a minute, I could do this too. Hold up and say, let me go out there and work on this real quick.
Right.
I mean, that was spectacular.
Let me ask you this. Give me 5 bigs you would like to play against in any era.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay.
I gotta go with someone I mimicked a lot of my game after. Sam Perkins.
Okay.
Shout out to Sam Perkins. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
I really wanted to play against Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
I just feel like you see Kareem play, but you don't really get too much footage of Wilt playing.
No.
So to see the myth, the legend playing in person would be really cool. I was talking to one of my friends about this. I was really wanting maybe DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the Knicks. I just there's something that's so poetic about his game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool. I really would have to been able to be in person and guard these people, be able to play and iron sharpens iron, just be able to see greatness in front of me and be able to guard and show how great I am, and also at the end of the day be able to watch that tape and learn from it is something that I think would be really cool. So those kind of guys, I mean, Willis Reed, we could keep going down the list. There's a lot of people down in history that if I was honored and blessed with the opportunity to play basketball against them, that I would be blessed. But one day we'll all meet up. We'll all meet up on a court up there and we'll be able to hash it out.
We settle it.
Yeah, for sure.
You see the scoring. I think the night that you scored 62, was it Luka or Joel Embiid scored?
Joel Embiid got 70.
Got 70. And then Luka came back.
And we talked about it after. He was like, I was in the halftime. They said, Carl, right here. He said, damn, he going to beat me today.
And then I think a night or two later,
Luka had like 73 or something like that.
We all know the great Wilt has the record of 100. We know Kobe has 81, and there have been I think Wilt got 78, and a couple of people got 73, 75. Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll see somebody break that 100 point while you're playing? Will somebody get 100?
I don't know. That's gonna be tough. I've seen a lot of people get 70. I've seen someone get 70 in the NBA, and I seem like that's probably the highest we could do.
Because Luka need another 27 to get 200.
Exactly, bro. And he was hitting everything. So it's 27 more points. I don't think there are going to be enough free throws out there and players to get these free throws done. So I don't know. I can tell you one thing though, Unc. I'm gonna have a hell of a time watching it happen, possibly.
Right.
And seeing.
You better hope it happen against you though.
100 points. 100 points. Oh, like my Unc Daryl Dawkins said, I'm gonna go foul someone before they do something like that.
Magic Johnson, business advice. Magic Johnson said he had lunch with all the Lakers season ticket holders to pick their brains and to learn how they built their wealth. Have you done anything like that, Carl? Because obviously you made a boatload of money, you're making money, and obviously you hear everybody talk about building a brand, but everybody wants to accumulate this. I don't know if whatever you want to be. Do you want to own a franchise, be it NFL, NBA, whatever the case may be? What have you done to make sure that Karl-Anthony Towns is maximizing his ability now that he has this type of money and to maximize his earning potential off the court?
Listening, being able to utilizing the relationships and the friendships I've made and just learning their intellectual capital.
Yes.
And also saying the word no a ton. I think that's the hardest one too.
Yeah.
I think that when you're blessed with this opportunity to have this kind of financial security, you a lot of times want to take care of everybody. You want to be able to be the person that takes people out of situations and stuff, but you can lead people to the pond. You can't fish for them too.
Right.
Now, so just learning to say the word no, I think, is the biggest thing that I've definitely has helped me garner even more wealth.
Right.
Shout out to the amazing people who've taught me so much, from Junior Bridgman to Magic Johnson,
Yeah,
to
man.
people like that. You talked about franchising first. I mean, there's no one better than Junior Bridgman at it. So just saying the word no, though. There's a lot of bad investments to be made. And when you don't have the word no in your repertoire, you're going to continue to say yes, and you're going to just keep throwing money at things that, may not make money back from the ones you lost. So,
Right.
well,
you have to put limits on it, Kat. You have to put limits on what you give, because takers will never put limits on what they take.
That's fine.
Is it hard to say?
Record that, write that down so I can take that later.
Is it hard? Because a lot of times, Kat, people that have been around us, before Kat had this financial security.
Yeah.
When Kat was growing up, there were people around Kat that didn't know Kat was going to become this, and you like, does it get hard to tell though? Because it's easy to tell people that just came in the last 10 months, the last 5 or 6 years. It's easy to tell them those.
Yeah.
It's the ones that's been around Kat for 20 plus.
I've been blessed to have a great support system. I
Okay.
have amazing parents, obviously, and an amazing sister, where I've been able to have a support system that supported me in the decisions I had to make. And some of them were tough, to have to say no to some people.
Right.
So it's tough, like I said, you're the first of your family's history to be able to do this kind of job, and to be able to accumulate this amount of money, financial security. The blessing be to God, but with it comes a lot of responsibility, and I think we both understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you want to help everyone, but you can't also live the life for them.
Right.
So
You can help some, but you can't save everyone.
no.
You've had a relationship. 50 Cent Liquor is the official sponsor of spirits of the Timberwolves. A-Rod, we obviously know the baseball player, but he's a minority owner of the Timberwolves.
Yep.
And I think you went to Floyd Mayweather's gym.
Yes.
3 guys that have been very, very successful in their chosen profession, but then parlayed that into business.
Yes.
What did you learn from some of those guys, being around them, talking to them, picking their brain?
I think it was the things I was talking about, like building relationships and utilizing these moments where we have a jersey on to be able to learn. Like I said, intellectual capital is something that has a tremendous amount of value.
Yes.
Where we come from, and this, like, you only know what you know.
Correct.
But to hear people who are doing it at the highest level, and they're teaching you, and it may be even something as simple as just a different way of thinking about business, that business could change lives, and it could change your portfolio. It could change the way you look at business, and also garner you a ton of money. So I just spent a lot of time just listening to these super smart individuals who have it figured out in their crafts. And like you said, and I think those 3 people have taken the moment where they were being the best at their profession and utilized it to build relationships and to also garner knowledge for the next career. And I think that they've done an amazing job. I mean, to even hear 50 Cent, A-Rod, 2 people I was back my way, East Coast and New Jersey, I'm like going crazy for. I remember going out my way to go get some G-Unit shoes in Jersey and have the 4XL G-Unit sweatsuit type thing. Yeah. And A-Rod, doing whatever it took to get an A-Rod jersey in my collection. I mean, it's crazy to be able to call these people business associates, but also friends.
In the conversation that we were just having, you was talking about what you learned from 50 and A-Rod and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
4 times, I don't know if you noticed, you used the word relationship. I don't think people realize that enough, is that business is about relationship.
Yes, it is. It's a trust of each other to get the job done.
It's about, and sometimes it might not, the business that you could potentially do might not happen then. But you say, you know what, man? You know that dude, Karl-Anthony Towns? Man, I was talking to him about 4 years ago, and he was interested in doing something. I think he would be great for this project.
Kindness goes a long way.
It does.
And you know, I always feel that good people always win in the end. So just being a good person, you know, being a man that walks the faith and talks the faith, I think that is, for me, has worked tremendously in my career outside of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, numbers say what they say about me playing basketball, and I've been thanked by, you know, I can't thank God enough for this ability to have that kind of financial security in my job and from the contracts I've been able to garner for my talent. That's been God-given. But for me to be able to translate that also off the court and make a ton of money off the court, you know, with that kind of knowledge as, you know, I got to give all credit to my parents. They taught me how to shut up and listen. So shout out to them.
What are some of the things, obviously you've made a lot of money. You're going to make a lot more money. What are some of the things that Cat likes to buy? What is like your first purchase? When you signed, you're the number one draft pick and you know you're going to get X amount of dollars. What was the first thing Cat bought?
I paid the mortgage off for my parents for sure.
Okay, so now I got a place to stay no matter what happens.
Right. No matter what happens, we good. We good.
I can come back home and get my bed back.
Exactly. Other than just for myself, I kept it simple. I mean, I think the first thing I love golf, so I just bought myself a Scotty Cameron.
Okay.
I bought myself a Scotty Cameron and
that's a long ass Scotty Cameron.
Right.
Man, you selfish.
Hey, I still use the same putter to this day.
Come on.
I kid you not. Love that putter to this day. And I bought me that, and I think it was an Xbox. And
an Xbox.
I was cooling. That was cooling. I had that. You know, I love watches. As we
Clearly,
both do.
you love watches. That's a very special. That's a vintage Paul Newman he has on, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, you know, I love watches, but
cars. You a car guy?
I'm 7 foot. What car am I getting in?
Yeah, yeah.
I told my friends. I said it's crazy. I worked so hard in my life to get the finances that I have. And now when I got it, I can't get anything.
Yeah, you got to get a SUV.
Yeah, an SUV. That's it.
You can't get no sports car.
No, nothing happened. I know Shaq pulled off the custom Lambo. Yeah. I ain't pulling that off. So I'm gonna stick to my little SUV, and
I'm
cooling. I'm good.
Let me ask you this: give me a New Jersey Mount Rushmore. You got Shaq, Kyrie, Dennis Rodman, J.R. Smith, Rick Barry, Mike Bibby, you, Bam, Jalen Brunson. Get 4 heads.
You even put Donovan Mitchell in there too.
Okay, put him on there. All I know that's an extra person that's gonna get left off.
Causing a problem, boy. Hey, I mean, for me personally speaking, I'm not gonna put myself in there.
Okay.
Because I let the people put me in that. Yeah, speak for me, like you said. Shaq, someone who been such an integral part of my life. Mm-hmm. Watching basketball, but also from Jersey, just motivating. Kyrie, I think Kyrie is the best I've ever seen in my life playing in Jersey like that.
How about 2 more spots? About 7 people left. Ain't no twins on Mount Rushmore either.
Right. Growing up for me, Kyrie was one of the best players I've ever seen, and then J.R. Smith was right there. So wow. I used to go to the game. So for me, I'm gonna have to go with J.R. Smith.
Okay.
And then honestly, like I said, this is my opinion. This is just what my own 2 eyes have seen these people do. I'm gonna give it to my old teammate, K.A. Kyle Anderson, when he was over there at St. Anthony's, he never lost.
Really?
He was I've never seen someone who could hit you with such a slow crossover and you fall for it every
slow
time.
Motion. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I will give it to K.A. K.A. was one of the players. He never lost a game.
Wow.
So, like I said, I'm going to go with my Mount Rushmore because I need to see it with my own 2 eyes. Mm-hmm. Like General Patton said, I don't want you to tell me. I need to see it. So
right.
I just, my own 2 eyes seen these 4 people do something magical in Jersey that seemed impossible for us. You know, maybe New York had a different, they had a different feel, but Jersey was something that kind of was an afterthought.
I'm about to ask you that.
So I feel
Better
like
basketball state, Jersey or New York, NYC?
Hey, Rucker Park is big time in New York. Jersey got a lot of skill. We got a lot of dudes with skill.
I didn't want to know.
I'm always gonna go with my city.
Okay.
I gotta go with my state, Jersey.
Okay.
I got to. That's home cooking. That's home cooking. Like I said, with my own two eyes, I seen people who may not be in the NBA or we may not know cook a lot of people. And I seen also being in New York so much, playing at the Gauchos gym and growing up with K and seeing what he was doing. Like, of course, I'm gonna go with Jersey all day, every day.
When you were growing up, were you a Knicks fan or a Nets fan?
Knicks.
Damn.
And I love the Nets. I used to go to Nets. My mom's job, she worked at Rutgers at UMD&J, and they used to give her some free tickets sometimes. And I used to go watch the Nets, and I remember this was the Jersey Nets.
Right.
New Jersey Nets, Vince Carter, Kenyon Martin, Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson, people who've...
Old Kerry Kittles.
Kerry Kittles. Didn't even realize Cal was the coach. I didn't even know that till I got older. Now I'm with him, and I'm like, wow, I was seeing you on the sideline, but I'm seeing these NBA players that I'm just in awe of watching them, the art they're putting on for us. And I love the Nets. Knicks was different because my mom, when she immigrated over from DR, she always went to the Knicks games. And when she had a chance and took my sister in, I love my mom. So she told me that was her. And then and also the Knicks were one of the few teams that gave my dad a chance in the NBA as well. It was a training camp with them. So you gave my dad a chance. My mom grew up talking so much about Madison Square Garden, the history that comes with it. So I, of course, was impressionable. And then on top of that, in the most impressionable stage of my career when it came to playing basketball, especially as just a kid, I'm seeing Lynn Sanity go crazy.
Yeah. That was bad.
Lynn Sanity was going crazy, and
I don't know which was crazier, Lynn Sanity or Tebow.
Lynn Sanity for me was crazy because I actually could watch it.
Right.
You know, back in the day, you only had a certain amount of, ESPN maybe. You could watch some NBA games, national TV.
Right.
And MSG was free our way.
Right.
So be able to watch the Knicks play on MSG and then watch, the Nets would be on Yes. So I went with, I had two teams to pick from, and MSG was the easiest for me to watch for free, and Lynn Sanity was the hottest thing at the time. So, of course, I was watching and I was tuned in.
When did you hit your growth spurt?
I was always tall.
Really?
I was always tall.
So you was always the tallest kid in the class?
Yeah. Since I was young. Second grade, I was already taller than my teacher. So
were you awkward? So you could always, because sometimes kids are tall and they're gangly and
also don't know coordination.
Right,
and stuff.
Right.
I just played so many sports growing up, and I used to play a ton of soccer.
Okay.
So I was playing soccer all the time when I was in school, and at recess I was.
Ain't no tall ass soccer players, cat.
Right. But I was, hey, when you kids, everyone's good to go. So I was just playing all these sports, and I was just naturally coordinated, and also I was just getting even better at coordination, because I was just playing all these sports that required different movements, different balance, different everything. So for me being so tall, it was perfect for me to be experimenting with so many different sports.
Right. What made you choose Kentucky? Obviously, you had your pick. Kentucky, Duke, Carolina,
Michigan
Kansas,
State,
Michigan
Rutgers.
State. What made you choose Kentucky?
It came down to, I knew what I wanted to accomplish. They had such a great track record with doing that. And at the end of the day, it was just something told my mom that would be the school for me.
Right.
And she just told me, she was going to support me in any decision I made wherever I went. But she had a good gut feeling about Kentucky.
Okay.
And she told me, whatever you go, pick. And she knew I was kind of choosing between Kentucky, Duke, Michigan State. I loved NC State.
Okay.
I had a great visit over there. And Rutgers, I wanted to come home. She works at Rutgers. It was like a perfect thing to be home. Especially when you're young, you always think going home is the best thing possible ever. You get older, you're like, hell nah. I just, I trusted my mom with my life. She gave me life. She had a good feeling about it. I took that into consideration. And when it came down to the day, I had to I had a good feeling about on that day of picking the school that it was going to be Kentucky would be the best for my life and for my family, and I think I did a pretty good decision.
How about I do this? I'm going to take some Kentucky alums, some Duke alums, some North Carolina alums. So Anthony Davis, John Wall, Book, D. Fox, Shea Gilgeous, Boogie, Rondo, Murray, Antoine Walker, Julius Randle, Tayshaun Prince, Sean Kemp, you. Now we're going to go Duke. Christian Laettner, Jason Tatum, Kyrie, Grant Hill, Zion, Elton Brand, B.I., J.J. Redick.
Elton Brand.
North Carolina, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Vince Carter, Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace.
Hey, that whole team
Antoine
is
Rivers.
just jumping. It's just dunking everything.
Antoine Jameson, Tyler Hansbrough. If I take, we're going to play 2 out of 3.
Kentucky.
And we're going to take everybody in their prime.
Kentucky.
Y'all beating Jordan and Worthy?
I'm picking Kentucky regardless. I don't think you understand. Big Blue Nation bleeds blue, bro.
I mean, y'all got
I'm picking Kentucky up.
I mean, y'all got
Kentucky up.
You and Ed, you and AD?
Kentucky up.
Okay. Y'all heard? That's he picked Kentucky.
I'm going with Kentucky all day, every day. Wildcat for life. I don't care who you tell me. I'm going with Kentucky.
That's what's up. He repping Kentucky.
Come on now.
When you were there, Drake came by a lot. What was it? What? I mean, obviously the campus started buzzing when he was on campus, but what was he like? I mean, he come in and he shoot when you guys.
Man. Cool dude, like super cool. When you, I remember seeing Drake before that at March Madness in Villanova.
Okay.
I think Think of Me Later just was coming out, and could be wrong, but I saw him at Kentucky when I actually ended up going to Kentucky. I was already there. I was on campus. It was my first year. Super cool guy. I was surprised to see how humble he was, and like to see how, to see how for us when it's March Madness for us, and we practiced in the morning. We were just like, all right, we gotta get this done. We gotta do this, and to see how hyped and anxious he was, it made me be like, oh, so even people who are like the most famous artists in the world and people who have their sets and everything so figured out, even they get kind of that anxious feeling and that like so much energy, so much, adrenaline going. So we were all just so calm, like, we just got to go out there to do his thing, play this game real quick. So it was cool to get to know him there. It's, years later, we still talking about how he the biggest artist in the world and doing things that and breaking records that we thought never could be broken, even by anybody, including when you have the name Michael Jackson attached to that record. So, man, it was really cool to be able to have that, like, at such a young age, have that moment where you're like with someone who the music and their art you respect so much.
Right. Who won the rap battle, Drake or Kendrick?
I think we just saw two people going out there and just showing lyricism at a high level. I love Drake. I've always been a big Drake fan. I've been a Kendrick fan. I respect what he does. I respect his music. I love what he does. I really.
But you can't turn the radio on now without hearing that song, Cat. Y'all gonna be, when y'all start winning the game, what's gonna be playing over the PA system? They not like us. It's coming, Cat.
I don't know. But all I know is that I respect both tremendously. Mm-hmm. I'm obviously a big fan, friends with Drake.
Right.
I think that more of my life has been a soundtrack of Drake's.
Right.
And that's no offense to nobody.
Right.
I just think that I've had more moments in my life that revolved around Drake, including when we was in Kentucky.
Right.
I would never forget being in Kentucky and then all of a sudden getting the group text message going around saying, yo, you saw a Drake drop. What you mean Drake drop? I felt like I was getting played though too, because when I pulled it up, it said, if you're reading this, it's too late. I said, so am I late or am I on time?
Right.
I don't know, but I just feel like for more of my life, Drake's been the soundtrack to my life more.
Right. Give me a Kentucky starting 5 of players, current players in the NBA.
Current players in the NBA?
Current players in the NBA. Or you can use any. Okay, how about this? I'm gonna make it difficult. Give me your Kentucky starting 5.
John Wall, AD, Antoine Walker. I would love to throw my brother Book in there.
You can? You can put you in there.
I leave that for the people. Like I said, I'm always keep my name out.
But they're going to leave Bam off. I sure hate you left Bam off.
I really, Bam. Well, we both not on the list. I would say, as of right now, where we stand, like where they're in the career, I would say Book. I honestly think our best player that year was Willie Cauley-Stein.
Really?
We all want him to win National Player of the Year more than anybody.
Wow.
So I'm going off of like that, like right. Kentucky, like he was playing in Kentucky. If we playing at Kentucky, I can't say Book because he was on the bench. So it's like if we look at Book now, which we all knew on that team what he could do.
That was
different story.
You leading to my next questions. Did you know this?
Hell
Book?
Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah. I knew he could do that before he knew he could do that.
Then why Cal didn't put his ass in and started?
Don't be doing that, man. Come on.
I'm just saying.
I ain't watching the game. But I'm not doing it.
If you know that, he the coach, shouldn't he know that?
I think we went with seniority. We had Andrew Harrison, just won him last year. Last year got him through all those big shots. I think we did what we did was best. Okay. And we, as a team, we always said we were going to win together and we were going to lose together. So
right.
I think that what we see Book doing now, we all knew he could do. But also, even in NBA, he had to wait for his moment. And when he got his moment...
That man done dropped 70, done dropped 60s.
Hey, it took him years before he was getting DMPs his rookie year, too.
But y'all saw the talent. Y'all saw that smooth, silky...
I think everyone saw the talent. We all got drafted.
No.
We all got drafted. Every time he went to those workouts, because we all worked out, it was me, him, D'Lo, Willie Cauley-Stein, Kiefer Sykes. We all was together when we was doing these workouts, and we knowing what people are saying, and people already knew what he could do. And we all sacrificed too, because remember, we did the platoon system.
Right.
So it wasn't like because I was a starter, I was playing the most minutes.
Right.
You know, we was playing half or even less starters than the bench. So some guys would get more minutes on the bench than the starter was.
Wow.
That just shows you the sacrifice. That's why I keep saying, like, to have a team like that, you got 9 draft picks, and for everyone to come together and say, nah, we're going to do whatever it takes to win. Forget what we thought we knew that we needed to do to take our families and be able to feed our families after Kentucky. We just locked into just being the best team we could be and winning. And at the end of the day, winning took care of everything. And we all got to take care of our families.
Do you consider yourself a 4 or 5?
I'm both. I think I could do 4 or 5 duties.
Right. Okay, well, good. Give me your top 5 4s in the history of the game.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Dirk, KG, Tim Duncan. Is he a 4? Would you classify as a 4?
Tim Duncan, KG, Dirk. You got Karl Malone. You got Giannis. You got Charles. You got Pau Gasol.
Is Giannis going to be counted as a 4?
Yes.
Really? That's what I thought we're going to count him as a 3, but if you want to count him as a 4,
you're 4. Damn, 3.
He could be the 5 for all we know at that point. Brook Lopez just makes it seem like he really is the 4. I would say Karl Malone.
Okay.
It's going to be someone left off.
You sure is?
I love Giannis, too.
I can't tell.
You can't tell. Stop. He bring a Bam 3 times.
I mean, you can put yourself on there, too, if you want to.
Nah, like I said, I ain't put myself. I let people do that.
But we got Tim, we got KG, we got Dirk, we got Karl Malone. So we only got one more left. So that's either Giannis, Charles, Chris Bosh, Dennis Rodman.
You know, I was thinking in the beginning it was Chris Bosh, but Charles Barkley was so special.
He was
so good. People got to take the time to go back and watch Charles Barkley highlights. Like, Don't let TNT
He's still the
fool
shortest.
you.
He's the shortest man to
Bro,
ever
don't
win the
not
rebound
let
contest.
what you see on TNT fool you, bro. That man was a beast.
He was legit. He
was a beast. Like,
His whole
what?
career.
And he had a jumper. People don't even give him credit for the jumper he had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Charles, man. I know he be talking, but
Yeah.
I respect you, Charles.
Okay. Now your centers. You got Kareem, Bill, Wilt, Shaq, Hakeem, Jokic.
Oh my God. Shaq, Kareem, Wilt.
Oh, and Moses Malone if you want to put him on. You cut him if you want to count him as a 4. I mean a 5.
Shaq, Kareem, Wilt, Hakeem. Shout out to Jokic. I love him, but I really got to say him because I think if not, to me, he's one of the best players. I got his picture in my house.
Who?
Bill Russell.
Oh.
I love Bill Russell. Winning us, you see what he did for our game, let alone before we even
for
part
sure.
that. But just the fact that he won as a player, said, let me double back and be the coach too. Matter of fact, let me own the team damn near, be the coach and be the player and win again. Like, we ain't never gonna see, I'm never gonna see another man do this with rings.
Right.
With rings on, just
Yeah.
do this with extra rings.
No, I don't even think you can own a team now.
No.
You have to divest your
Bro,
interest.
and
in
look
it.
what he did it too.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy as shit. Shout out to Jokic though, for sure.
Who's your GOAT? There's a lot of debate. They got Jordan. I mean, look, it don't have to just be Jordan and LeBron. If you want to put Kobe in that mix, have at it. But who's Karl-Anthony Towns' GOAT?
Like I said, I'm always gonna speak what I see with my own 2 eyes.
Okay.
I can't speak for everything. I wouldn't be able to. But man, that man Bron different. That man Bron's something special. So,
What makes him different? Why is he different? You played against, like I said, you play against Jokic, you go against Giannis, you go against Jordan.
I've been in the league for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So I've seen Bron in so many different stages.
Yeah.
I feel Bron's the best player we've ever seen, talent-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the best player. You could now, if you want to get caught up in chips and rings and all that stuff, that's up to people to debate. But when we just talk about pure talent, intangible size, like to be the best basketball player, you got to have all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
And look how he's done it with the scrutiny, the criticism, and everything. I mean,
Right.
Bron's the best player. We've seen both hands. Now he's developed that 3-point shot really well. Defended at a high level for all those years. Athleticism was, I don't know. The best you got in the NFL, I don't know, could still jump as high as he was doing it. The way he was doing it.
Yeah.
Speed, all that. Like, competitiveness, got the wins. Bron is the best basketball player we've ever seen, talent-wise. Just straight off the rip, he's the best player.
During this interview, you mentioned your girl a lot. Jordyn Woods is your girlfriend, and you met her through a mutual friend. So you ain't got no problem. Were you nervous? Because, sometimes friends like, hey, check the cat. Man, I got
Nah, we was friends for a minute.
Okay,
we was
y'all-
friends for a minute.
Well, how did you make sure you didn't stay in the friend zone? Because, sometimes, that's my friend. Yep, that's my friend.
I'm not gonna lie to you, honestly, we was really friends, and I was really cool doing my other thing and just having her as like the homie.
Really?
I was cool, and
Nah, you was fooling her. You had a crush on her a long time, but you ain't wanted to know it.
nah. If I did, then obviously I did well. I just was, I don't know. I don't know if it was just the fact that we had a good relationship. Everything was cool. It just, I was doing my own thing. I was cool being where I was in life. Mm-hmm. It just, really everything changed in COVID, and it became more of a deeper understanding of each other from a friend's spot. Like,
Right.
she had went through something that I was going through, and like I said, my parents taught me how to shut up and listen. So
Right.
I'm okay talking to people saying I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I needed advice and I needed to learn. And she had the knowledge that
you need.
that would be the most valuable knowledge and advice I could ever get at a time when I really, really needed it. And she brought me comfort as a friend. into the next phase of my life.
Right.
And that's something that's really tough to find in situations like that when there's extreme amount of discomfort. And ever since then, we was
y'all been seem like y'all inseparable.
Man, you know what? Because we was friends, so like it don't feel like
a relationship. It doesn't feel like
It just feel like we living life together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
And I get to do what I want to do, and she's very open to whatever I want to do because we already been accepted it as friends. So it's like we just kind of we move seamless, you know. And you know, people say, when they say they move as one, it's hard to see it, and I think for us it's just so seamless. We're not trying to be anything else than just, you know, each other's safety net.
Right. When you're a public figure, obviously she's in the public eye. Is it hard to date publicly? Because everything, Kat, they was at Fashion Week. They were over here. And then people start these rumors.
Yeah.
Because there was a rumor that you were seeing somebody else. You're like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I got the baddest chick in the game. Why would I help that up?
I'm coolin'. I'm good. Life is good for me.
But does that get hard?
I mean, I think that we both have different, we've both lived in the public eye.
Right.
You know, we both have different things, different rumors, I swear, that have been completely false. And
Right.
we understand people are going to go with whatever is the most entertaining.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't have to be the truth. It just needs to sound the best. And for us, we know who we are to each other. We know where we stand with each other. We know the life we building. So we not worried about none of that. We just trying to enjoy this moments we got. You know, life is only so long,
right?
And it's and to have this part where you get to live with each other with no aches and pains, and you get to live, you know, life at its fullest and enjoy each other's presence at its highest. You know, I think that's what's making it special for us. We ain't worried about none of that.
Right.
We just living through each other. We having fun with each other. We just getting the chance to explore the world together. Just came back from Japan. Like, we just growing as individuals. That's the coolest part. We're not just like brands, cool, but like us growing as individuals, as a man, as a woman, being better versions of ourselves every day through each other is pretty special.
What about a mini brand?
Nah. Don't hit me with that. Don't hit me with that. Shout out JT though. Shout out to the new one. But
I was just thinking about like a little mini brand.
Just a mini brand?
Yeah.
Just a mini brand?
And then a combination of the two brands together, which means, you know what that means, Kat?
That means I gotta accept my Dominican roots. But we good. We in a good spot.
Right.
Both of us happy, and we both know what we want.
Let me ask you a question. How would you have Jason Tatum, the guy's an all-NBA player. He's an all-star.
Champion.
On the cover of 2K. And they had a big feature on him in Sports Illustrated.
Gonna be in the new Netflix show with Anthony Edwards.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In 2 games. How first of all, are you surprised about how limited of a role and how limited minutes he played? And how would Kat have handled that situation?
I didn't know. I don't know truthfully what the situation is there, but I know one thing is that I feel for him, he was supportive of his teammates, cheered them on, was willing to come into the game at any moment and try to be the best version of himself. So I feel like for him, he handled it as a professional. And I think that's what's respectable about him, to have someone, like you said, has all these accolades and just coming off the best year of his career.
Yeah. To
kind of have that moment. And to take it not in a harsh way, but to take it as a humbling moment, to take it as a moment of motivation, a moment of appreciating what he's done. I think that he did a great job of just being there for his teammates and doing whatever was needed by him to win a game. And win the game, win a gold medal. I got nothing but respect for him. I think he did so many things. Winning a championship garners a ton amount of respect that he should be, he's warranted. And then going out there winning a gold medal and doing it. And I definitely think in the most difficult way for your ego, I think that gives him a lot more respect. I mean, he warrants a lot of respect. 2028,
you interested in playing for the London Olympics? I mean, U.S. or DR? You could play for either.
I'm loyal to the soil. I promise I'll be with my mother's country. So that's been my goal. And it was my goal to get us to the Olympics this year. And we came 1 game short. Greece got in instead of us. So I don't have anything in my mind telling me to change.
Right.
So hopefully I'll be seeing everyone in LA home cooking with the DR. Yeah. I would love that. That would be first. I think that would be the first Olympics we've ever made too, as a basketball team.
Wow. Kat, you throughout this interview, you've touched on it. You talk about a lot of the decisions that you made. Your mom was heavily invested in it. And you trust your mom to the umpteenth because you knew she genuinely, sincerely had your best interest and she would never, ever steer you wrong. When the tragic events happen, are you ever going to be the same?
No. I'll be a stronger version than I was that moment. You get stronger. I know time heals all wounds. Mm-hmm. Time also could just make scar tissue. So I just kind of have a scar there, but I became stronger because of that scar. And I know that, my lessons was over. Teach me the game of life. She had taught me everything she needed to teach me. So I'm just taking those teachings and, giving it to the youth, giving it to the next generation, taking that love she taught me, the word love. I never knew what the word love truly meant. And she taught me that every single day in such different fashions. And I understand and love that I'm gonna be hurt and I'm willing to show my courage and show my strength by allowing myself to possibly be hurt by showing love to others. And I think that comes with, that's a tremendous lesson she taught me, to not stop ever showing love just because I've been hurt once or twice or my love was not repaid. You continue to do that because it's the right thing to do. You continue to do that because that's who I am. At my core, I'm a person who is a servant leader, and I'm here to spread the love she's given me throughout the years of my life and give that to someone else and maybe hopefully change their lives the way she changed my life.
There's a saying that says that when you care about somebody as much as you cared about your mom, as much as I cared about my grandmother, is that you never get over it. Mm-hmm. You just get better at dealing with it. Mm-hmm. If you could tell your mom something right now, what would you tell her?
I'd just tell her the main thing she want to know. Sister is good. Niece and nephew is good. She got another one now.
Okay.
Queen is doing amazing. My father's holding up strong. She taught me all the lessons she taught me in being the matriarch of a family. I've took those teachings and I think I've done a pretty damn good job of keeping our family and the family she built together, and I had a strong point. And I think for me to her, I've never allowed the love she gave me to diminish because she wasn't here.
Wow.
And I continue to show that quality of love with an even better understanding and using a better, and I communicated better than I ever have because of her. Mm-hmm. So I would tell her that the love she's given me is not lost. It's brighter than ever. And I'm able to communicate it at a better level because of her. So her last lesson she gave me before she at her funeral was a lesson that I've learned, and I could tell her that I've heard the lesson clear as day, and I'm continuing to share it.
You said that when your mom, I think this was in 2020 when pandemic, that's when Jordyn, your girlfriend, was there. Is that what built you bond? Because when you were at your lowest, she was at her strongest. Mm-hmm. And that's what you needed in that moment.
I did. I never knew. I've lost people really close to me, but there's a connection that comes with being you never hear a mama's girl. And you never hear of a daddy's boy.
Yeah.
You always hear a mama's boy, daddy's girl. So
right.
you when you lose someone who is always going to be for me as a man, my mom was the first person that showed me love, and it was the first person, and it's the longest relationship I've ever had.
Wow.
So imagine losing the longest relationship you've ever had.
Very first person to tell you I love you.
So imagine, breakups. I think everyone who's watching this or behind the cameras and everything, you can understand that when you have a significant other losing you're, breaking up, going separate ways is a tough thing, regardless. So imagine now the longest relationship, the relationship you always knew was going to be solid. You never had to worry about that. All of a sudden it's gone. And you both go separate ways. And it was tough, and I never had dealt with that. And she was just helping me throughout that whole time because she had just lost her father, daddy's girl. And she just lost him tragically to cancer. So to be able to, one, I just thank her for even giving me that time and advice, because that's a sensitive subject to have to bring up, and I need you to help me in the same way. For her to do that, and then secondly, just truly guide me through the process of losing her. It was a help that she knows, I think now, how important that was to me. And I'll never forget, I was talking to her, and I remember talking to her on the last moments for her last moment. So she gave me a lot of strength and courage when I didn't know if I would have it.
Right.
And she did a lot for me, more than I could speak on. She did a lot for me when I needed her the most. And it was, I think for us, breadwinners, people who always fit the bill. Oh, don't take the car that I got. You know what I'm trying to say? For me to not have to even pay, I didn't pay for any of this advice. I didn't pay for this intellectual capital. I didn't pay for this counseling. For her to give it just so freely with love was something that reminded me of her, who I was visiting. So it kind of gave me that sense of like someone who my mom would really love. That's really love.
What can we expect from Karl-Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves 2024-2025 season?
Just build off of what we did last year. Special year, special season. All of Minnesota's hyped. They can't wait to see their Timberwolves back. We kept going with Wolves back slogan. I don't know what we're going to do now next year. I don't know if we're going to say Wolves here or what's going to go on. But what I can say is, stability is a hell of a thing. Very rarely in my career in Minnesota I'm able to look at the same people next year or even midway through the year.
Right.
So to be able to come back next year, all of us together, another year of learning, another year of experience. God bless us with health. And I think we could do something special, just like we did last year, but I think we could take it up a notch. We could even do something more. So, like I said, just build. I think we got some really good experience too. Rudy playing in the Olympics, with Ant playing in the Olympics, finding a way to win, being around those guys, learning, experience, wisdom.
Yep.
I think we got a lot of special things. We got some special rookies, Rob Dillingham, Shannon. We got a lot of things in order to do something special. And now all we got to do is go out there and do it.
Cat, 1T, Karl-Anthony Towns. Thank you for stopping by, bro.
Appreciate you.
But that was awesome.
Yes.
That was amazing. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Thank you, Spotlight LA, the newest exclusive nightclub for allowing Club Shay Shay to film here. Spotlight LA is a place for anything and everything with something programmed for everyone. Keep up with Spotlight on Instagram at spotlight.la.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why.